So the title of this course is Understanding the Human Being Comprehensively, Human Aspirations and its Fulfillment. So as the title suggests, the aim of this course is to understand the human being, understand the human existence in a comprehensive manner. And when you go to understand the human being and the human existence, one of the core thing is to identify what is human aspiration and how it can be fulfilled. So the major focus of the whole course will be to study, to understand the human being, to understand the human existence. And in that, the focus will be on trying to understand the human aspiration or aspirations that we will see, and how this aspiration can be fulfilled. So this is the aim of this course, as the name suggests. Of course, we have initiated this process in the first course, UHB 1, that is the foundation course in human values. But that was the first introduction, and we briefly brought in all the aspects relating to human existence, including the understanding of the human aspiration and how it can be fulfilled. So because it was the first introduction, then almost a very broad, kind of content was taken up. We did discuss this, but we discussed it in brief. And what we intend to do in UHB 2 is to have this understanding in further depth. Understanding of human being, the human existence, and understanding of human aspirations and its fulfillment. So understanding these two concepts, these two realities in depth is what we intend to do in UHB 2. So with this in mind, we can now look into the basic module of introduction and lecture 1 as course review overview. So we'll have an overview of the course so that we have an overall idea about how this course is going to go about, what is the basic purpose, the basic aim, the basic objective of the course, and how it will be met out, what will be the process of conducting the course, and also what is going to be the detailed content of it. So that is what we intend to discuss in this lecture 1. So we are saying it course overview. So let's look at that. So 3 things we'll discuss. We'll discuss about the course objective. So depending on the purpose, we have our objectives defined. So as I said, the purpose of the course is to understand human being comprehensively, to understand human existence comprehensively, and in particular, understand the human aspiration and its fulfillment. So in order to ensure that, these are the 3 objectives which have been fixed under this course. So the first is course objective. The second is about the course methodology. So what is going to be the process of going through this course, conducting this course? And third is about the course syllabus. So these three things we will discuss. Number one, the course objective. Number two, the course methodology. And number three, the course syllabus, the course content. So if you look at the course objectives, there are three objectives which we have displayed here. Number one is to help the students having the clarity about human aspiration, the goal, the activity, and the purpose of life. Some of them are used synonymously, but that we will see as we proceed. So this is first objective. The second is to facilitate the competence to understand the harmony in nature, in existence, and also the participation of human being in this nature, in this existence. The third objective is to help the students to develop the understanding of human tradition and its various components. So you can see, if we have to understand the human being and the human existence, and in particular, if we have to understand the human goal and its fulfillment, the human aspirations and its fulfillment, then these three things have to be done. So these three things are part of that final goal of understanding the human being, the human existence, the human aspiration, and its fulfillment. So these are the three objectives. I can explain them a little bit more. And in fact, as we go on in the course, through the course, it will be explained much detail. But I will certainly like to give some details at this point. So objective one is to help the students having the clarity about human aspirations, about the goal, about the activities, and the purpose of life. So basically, we as human beings have some idea about our goal. So we have some desire, and we have some program for the fulfillment of those desires. And then whatever we do at the level of self or at the level of body is to ensure the fulfillment of the desires through the program that we have assumed or understood. So this is what we have at the background. So knowingly or unknowingly, we have some assumptions about our desires, about our goal, about our purpose, about our aspirations. And we also have some program to fulfill those aspirations, those purpose, those goals. And as I said, that this could be based on my understanding, or in case of lack of understanding, it can be based on some assumption. Now, what we want to do here is to understand this human goal, this human purpose, the human aspiration. And once we understand this human goal, the human purpose, then we would like to understand what is going to be the program for ensuring this fulfillment of human goal. And within that program, what are the activities which are to be performed by me as a human being, both at the level of self and at the level of body. Of course, our major focus will be on understanding the activities of the cells, because now we are clear that what matters more is the activities which are going on in the cell. The body is used as an instrument. So body does whatever the cell asks the body, instructs the body to do. So the major issue there will be trying to understand the activities of the cell, which will ensure the program to fulfill our human goal. But of course, we'll talk about both the activity of the self and activity of the body, which has to be done under this program to ensure the fulfillment of human goal. So first objective is to help the student have clarity about the human aspiration and how this can be fulfilled through the program, and what are the activities to be done under those programs at the level of self and at the level of body. So this is one objective. Then in order to do this, we need some further things to be done. And that is now objective 2, to facilitate the competence to understand the harmony in nature, in existence, and participation of human being in the nature, the existence. So this is important, both for understanding the purpose, the goal, the aspiration. It is important to understand the human being, to understand myself. And it is also important to understand the nature and finally the existence, because we are all embedded in this nature, in this existence. So if I want to understand my aspiration, my basic purpose, my basic goal, then I have to understand myself, the human being, and I have to understand the nature, the existence in which I am embedded. So I need to understand this, and we have to develop the process, the competence in every student, so that he can ultimately have this clarity about himself and about the nature and the existence. And of course, if I have this clarity about myself and about the nature and the existence, and if I can see the harmony at each of these levels, then I can decide what is going to be my participation as a human being in this nature, in this existence. So this is the second objective, that in order to identify the human goal, the human aspiration, and the program for its fulfillment and ensuring its fulfillment, I need to understand the harmony in nature, harmony in existence, and participation of human being in the nature, in the existence. So objective 1 is mainly focused on understanding the human being, the human existence. Objective 2 is focused on understanding the harmony in nature, in existence. And this put together, understanding the participation of human being in this nature, in this existence. And objective 3 is basically to help the students to develop the understanding of human tradition and its various components. That is to say that if I understand my participation in the nature, in the existence, then what is going to be my conduct, my performance in the nature, in the existence, and what will be its impact, its effect on nature, on existence. So if it is clarified further, we can see that when I am living with a human conduct, then how will it show up in my family, in my society, in my system, and ultimately how it will give rise to human tradition. So on the one hand, what is going to be my performance in this nature, in this existence, on the basis of understanding of myself as human being and understanding the existence, the nature, the harmony in existence, harmony in nature. And on the basis of this understanding, fulfilling my participation in the nature, in the existence. So if I do this, how will it reflect? And this is what we are calling as human conduct, human character. So how will it show up in my behavior, in my family, in my society, in the system, and how this ultimately will give rise to human tradition. In the process, I also have to study about the details of how this family is going to work, how the society is going to work, how the system is going to work, what are the different components of it. So that is what we have to understand, that with human conduct, with human character, how do I perform in the family, society, in the system at different levels, starting from my family, at the level of state, at the level of country, at the level of whole world. So if I try to understand that, the basic issue would be that how does it reflect at the level of family, society, and so on. And in order to understand those details, I also have to understand how this human family would look like, how this human society would look like, and ultimately how the human tradition would look like. And when I'm doing that, I certainly would like to work out the different components of the system. The studies human tradition. So that is the third objective. So let me recall, number one is to understand the human being, the human existence, to understand the human aspiration and its program for its fulfillment. The activities that we have to perform under that program at the level of self and at the level of body. Objective 2 is to understand the nature, the existence, the harmony in nature and existence, and on the basis of these two, understanding the participation of human being in nature, in existence. And then once I understand these two and my participation in the nature and existence, then if I perform this participation, then how does the human family, the human society, the human tradition will look like, and what are going to be the different components of this. So this is the three objectives that we want to take up in this course or fulfill in this course. And as I said, that all this is a detailing or subparts of understanding the human being, the human existence, understanding the human aspiration and its fulfillment. So which is the title of the course. So this is the further description of the title that we said, understanding human being and understanding the human aspiration and its program for its fulfillment. So this is what we have to kind of keep in mind when we are trying to work out the details about the course content. That the ultimate purpose being understanding the human being, the human aspiration and program for its fulfillment. We have these three objectives. So these three objectives has to be kept in mind when we are trying to work out the details about the content. That we will see when we talk about the content. So this is part one, the course objective. The second is about the course methodology. What is going to be the process of delivering this course, going further in this course? So if you look at what we have done in UHB 1, this foundation course in human values, our method was explorational, that of self-exploration, that of self-investigation. And we will continue to follow the same method. So certain details about that methodology of self-exploration is what is stated here in many words to draw your attention about what it is and what it is not. So I'll read them out and explain wherever necessary. But if you have gone through the prerequisite course of foundation course in human values, then most of you are acquainted with all this. But I will anyway explain it as and when necessary. Otherwise, I will read it through and proceed. So the methodology of this course is explorational and thus universally adoptable. So we are not saying that you assume anything to be given or anything that is given as right. We are saying take it as a proposal and verify it yourself. You explore into it, investigate into it, and find out the reality for yourself. And whenever and only when you are able to see the reality, right, that it is true for you. Otherwise, it is just a proposal. And we are saying that every one of us has the capacity to explore, and we can explore. So this, we have done a lot of work on this in UHB 1 itself. So most of you must be by now clear and confident about it. So we'll continue with that process. So we are saying that the methodology of this course is explorational and thus universally adoptable. It involves a systematic and rational study of human being, which with the rates of existence that we just mentioned, that what we are doing in this is through this methodology of self-exploration, we are studying the human being and the rest of existence in a systematic and rational manner. So this process is explorational and it is rational, right? And in a very systematic and rational manner and verifiable manner, we are trying to understand the human being and the rest of existence. Then what it is not is mentioned, it is free from any dogma or set of do's and don'ts related to values. So this is quite clear that we are not asking you to believe anything or take anything as given and asking you to do and don't do. So it is not based on dogma or based on any instruction about do's and don'ts. So this is about what it is not. Right? Third is, it is a process of self-investigation and self-exploration and not of giving sermons. So we are not giving sermons, and we expect that teacher who is teaching this course should not give sermons. But whatever they are teaching and whatever is taught here is found as truth or reality for ourselves. But it is stated as a proposal for the student. So for us, it may be a reality, it may be a truth which we have verified for ourselves and we are living up to it. But for students, it is a proposal. So whatever is found as truth or reality is stated as a proposal, and the students are facilitated and encouraged to verify it in their own right. So this is important, that each one of us can verify this in our own right, taking whatever is given as a proposal. And this self-verification can be done on the basis of your natural acceptance and on the basis of your experiential validation. So both these criterion are there. Number one, if it is naturally acceptable to you, it is true for you. If it is not naturally acceptable to you, it is not true for you. That you can verify for yourself. And second thing is that if it is naturally acceptable to me and it is true for me under this criterion, then I will pass it through a different test, that experiential validation, where I am trying to see that if I live in accordance with this proposal, and if I behave on the basis of this with human being, does it lead to mutual happiness? If it does, then it is a right proposal. Otherwise, it is not a right proposal. Similarly, if I am working with the rest of nature on the basis of this proposal and it leads to mutual happiness, then it is a right proposal. Otherwise, it is not a right proposal. So these are the two parts of self-verification. And if some proposal passes through both these tests, then I take it as given truth, as a reality, and that is my right understanding. So this right understanding is born out of verifying the proposal on the basis of natural acceptance and on the basis of experiential validation. So this we have discussed anyway in UHB 1 course quite in detail, and we have investigated through the whole existential reality by this process. But I recall it for your reference and for whatever we have to do all through this course as a process. So this is the exact details of what we have to do as a process, as a methodology. Then we are saying this process of self-exploration takes the form of a dialogue between the teacher and the students to begin with. This is important, that the process is that of a dialogue and not a monologue. So it is not giving sermons, it is not giving preachings only. It is a process of dialogue between the teacher and the students to begin with. And once we start asking questions, the student starts asking questions to himself about his natural acceptance, about the experiential validation, then this process will continue within the student himself. So this is very interesting, that the process has to be initiated by the teacher through a process of dialogue. And once this dialogue starts, and it starts working, then this inner dialogue in every student will start taking place. And that is the main purpose. That dialogue will start in the student and it will continue. And if this dialogue starts and continues within, then we can see that we can evaluate ourselves, we can be aware of ourselves, we can evaluate ourselves, and therefore we can improve ourselves. So that continuous improvement in the self is what we are calling as self-evolution. So this process of self-exploration, self-investigation will help me to understand the reality, number one, as to what is true for me and what is not true for me. And number two, once I understand what is real, what is right and what is not right, what is real and what is not real, then it will certainly help me improving myself. So the practice that we have been doing is essentially trying to explain this, that how by exploring within myself, I can be aware of the reality, I can evaluate the reality, whatever is going on, and I can decide whether it is right or not right, whether it is real or not real. And once I am able to see this, then I can set that whatever is right, I will continue with it. Whatever is not right, I will not continue with it. So that will lead to a continuous self-improvement, and that is what we are calling as self-evolution. So this process of self-exploration takes the form of a dialogue between the student, teacher, and the student to begin with, and then to continue within the student, leading to continuous self-evolution in the student. And once this process starts and continues, then not only it will verify the proposals which are given by the teacher, but it will also start evaluating its own preconditioning, its own assumptions, its own beliefs. So that is very important. So this self-exploration also enables them to critically evaluate their preconditioning and present beliefs. So we have accumulated a lot of these beliefs, a lot of this conditioning in the past without being aware, without being verifying. Now when we start verifying this process of exploration, so by being aware and by evaluating them through our natural acceptance and experiential validation, we are also able to see the beliefs, the preconditioning that we have accumulated, because they keep surfacing out. So I can evaluate them as well. So every student, every teacher can start evaluating their own preconditioning, their own beliefs, which has become the basis of our conduct, our behavior. So this is what is the methodology of this course, the process of self-exploration. So through this methodology, we'll go through this whole course. And what it will result into is what we have just mentioned here. With this, the third part is about the course syllabus, which I will briefly mention. So there are 5 modules in this course, starting with introduction, module 1, then understanding human being and its expansion. Third is about understanding the activities of the self in detail, in further detail. Module 4 is about understanding the coexistence with the other order. And module 5 is essentially about expansion of harmony from self to entire existence. That is, human being living with human conduct, starting from at the level of human being, individual himself, at the level of family, at the level of society, at the level of nature, and so on, level of existence. So you can see those three objectives. The ultimate goal of understanding the human being and understanding the human aspiration and its fulfillment was placed in terms of three objectives of this course. And to meet those three objectives, we have these 5 modules. So understanding human being and its expansion basically takes care of the first objective. And then understanding the activities of the self in detail is the further kind of understanding having a deeper understanding about the human existence and particularly about the self. Then objective 2 is fulfilled through the module 4, that is understanding coexistence, the natures. And objective 3 is fulfilled through the module 5, where we are talking about how this understanding of harmony in this human being and its conduct on the basis of understanding of this harmony leads to expansion of harmony from self to entire existence, how it leads to human society and human tradition. So some details about these modules. I will read them out. Most of it is already there in the syllabus mentioned, but I'll read it out in the running text. If there's any question, we'll take it up. I'm not taking question immediately because I thought that I will deliver the content and then if there are questions, we'll take up. This is not what we generally do because we keep it in the form of a dialogue, so we have an ongoing interaction. But I thought that it is, when we are preparing for this course and we are addressing to the teachers mainly, it may be okay to first place these statements and then we'll open up for the question. So I will just read them out. The basic human aspirations and their fulfillment through right understanding and resolution. So we are trying to understand what is the basic human aspiration and how they can be fulfilled through right understanding and through resolution in the self. Then we are trying to understand all this, all encompassing resolution for a human being is, what are its details and what is the solution of problems in the light of resolution. So 3 important things. One is trying to understand the human aspiration and how it can be fulfilled through right understanding and resolution. Then we are trying to understand what this resolution is in detail. What are its details? And third is that if we have this resolution, how it can be used or result into the resolution of the problems that we see today. So this is what I want to introduce, these basic issues that is the setting the goal of this course. So in introduction, module 1 will look into these things, understanding the basic human aspiration, their fulfillment through right understanding and resolution, and how this resolution can be helpful in solving the problems today. So first we will talk about the background, about the introduction and other things, like this course overview is a part of this introduction module. We'll certainly try to understand where we stand today and where we have to go and what is the distance to be covered and what are going to be the steps. So those details we'll of course cover in this module 1 itself. And once these broad details are available, then we can go into the further details, the finer details in other modules. Module 2 is understanding human being and its expansion. So once we have fixed up these basic things in introduction, now we'll try to understand the human being. Human being, which is the knower, the experiencer, and the doer. So we'll start with this understanding, but This domain of right understanding expands starting from human being, right, the whole nature, the whole existence. And it also includes its interconnectedness and coexistence. And ultimately, understanding the role of human being in existence, the human conduct. So when it comes to understanding, it starts with understanding of human being, but it does not stop there. It goes right up to the understanding of the whole existence, including nature. And when we are looking at the nature, the existence, we can see the connectedness, the interconnectedness, the interdependence, the coexistence. And with this understanding of the human being and the understanding of the coexistence, we can understand the human participation in this existence, in this nature, the role of human being in this existence, and that is what we are calling as human conduct. So this is what we are going to talk about in module 2. In module 3, we are trying to look into the activity of the self in a much finer manner, in a much deeper manner. So certain activities of the self we are aware, and we became aware of it through USB 1. But there are higher activities of the self which we had mentioned in USB 1. But we can talk about them, this higher activity of the self, here in detail. So that is what we intend to do in module 3. So understanding the human being comprehensively is the first step. And the core theme of this course, human being as coexistence of self and body, the activities and potential of the self, the reasons for harmony and contradiction in the self. So when we focus on the self, there are 3 things. Number 1 is understanding the activities of the self. In depth. So the activities of the self, the potentialities of the self, and if we understand this activities of the self and potentiality of the self, we can understand the reason why there is harmony or contradiction in the self, why there is happiness or unhappiness in the self. So this is what we will study in module 3. So this is an extension of this module 2, where we started understanding the human being as coexistence of self and body. And we looked into some of the activities of the self. Now we are going into the details of the activities of the self, the potentiality of the self, and how it leads to state of harmony or contradiction in the self, and therefore state of happiness or unhappiness in the self. With this background, we are now expanding the understanding of coexistence in detail in module 4. So the need and process of inner evolution through self-exploration, self-awareness, and self-evaluation, particularly awakening to the activities of self-realization, understanding, and contemplation in the self. So these are the 3 higher activities that we talked about: realization, understanding, and contemplation. And we looked into the detail and we saw that it is realization of coexistence, understanding of harmony in nature, and contemplation of participation of human being in this harmony, this order. And when we try to investigate this, understand this activity, and when we develop this activity, then we have the capacity to see the existence as a whole. Right? We have the capacity to have a comprehensive knowledge about the existence. So presently, when we see the human being, when we see the nature, we see only some aspects of nature, some aspect of human being, because our activities of the self are not developed. We are working with the lower activities alone. So once I develop my higher activities, then I can see the existence, in its completeness. And when I see the existence in its completeness, then these higher activities of the self will be able to guide the lower activities of the self. And that in turn will lead to a state of harmony within the self. So basically, if I have to develop the higher activities of the self, either I start with developing the higher activities or I start with understanding the harmony in existence, in nature, in detail. Both of them are helpful to each other. So either we can start either trying to understand the harmony in existence, harmony in nature, and look at the final details. That will help us to have this contemplation of relationship, participation, understanding of harmony in nature, and realization of coexistence as existence. Or I start developing my higher activity of contemplation, understanding, and realization, which can help me to see the nature, the existence in its completeness. And that will help to set all these activities of the self in order under the guidance of higher activities. So this is module 4, trying to understand the coexistence with other orders, and in the light of that, talking about the higher activities of the self. Then module 5 is about how this understanding of my participation in this nature, in existence, and therefore understanding of my human conduct reflects in terms of my behavior, in terms of my work with the rest of nature, in the family, in the society, and so on. So this is what we are trying to explore in this module 5. So expansion of harmony from self to expand to entire existence. So it is understanding different aspects of all-encompassing regulation, starting with understanding the wisdom, the science, etc., that we will see in detail. Then holistic way of living for human being with all-encompassing regulation, covering all 4 dimensions of human endeavor. That is realization, thought, behavior, and work. So all these 4 dimensions of human existence or human living is taken care of, and with this holistic way of living, how the human being will express it in terms of its behavior, in terms of its work, in terms of participation in the larger order, and how this will lead to harmony at all levels, from self to nature and entire existence. So basically, how it will reflect at the level of individual, at the level of family, at the level of society, at the level of nature, at the level of existence. So that is what we will try to explore in module 5. So in a sense, this is the detail about an course overview. And before we close, that is the discussion on course overview, I'll just try to introduce a few things which we can take up in the next lecture. But let me sum up that the course overview, we have discussed about the course objective, number 1, course methodology, number 2, and the course syllabus, number 3. And we have tried to understand what it is and how they are interrelated. So with that, I will just introduce 2 things which we'll take up in the next lecture for you to start reflecting upon. This is about the reference books. So as and when we would require, we'll refer to these books. The details I am not taking up immediately, so you look into it, and as we proceed in the course, we will refer to these references. So this background we should keep in mind when we work further. So I'm just giving the background for you to reflect, and next class we'll take it up. So we are saying we exist as human beings. We want to live a fulfilling life. We have some desires and we have some programs for the fulfillment of it. So one important statement. Number two, it is important for us to understand our basic aspiration and program for its fulfillment correctly and comprehensively. Only then we can ensure the fulfillment. So this is second important aspect. And then we are saying that this is what we have been trying to do in UHB 1, the prerequisite of this course. We want to study it in further depth in this course. So basically, as we said, the ultimate aim of human being is to identify its aspiration and fulfill its aspiration. And that is the aspiration of continuous happiness. So all action that we are doing is for ensuring continuity of happiness. And so is this course. And so is any course, any activity of human being. So we are saying that in UHB 1, we were doing the same thing. We are trying to understand these things and live up to it. Now we are saying that we will do the same thing in more depth and with more focus and major focus on the human being, and particularly in this self. So this is one kind of background that I wanted to give. And with this, we said the goal of this course can be viewed as follows. So if this is what we have in mind, then this is how the goal of the course would look like. So three things we have written. Number one is to explore the human reality, its being, basic aspiration, its fulfillment, particularly the self in more depth. So we'll explore into the human reality, particularly into the self in more depth. That is one thing that we will do. And if we do that study, one of the important outcome of this would be that self is central to human existence. So though human being is coexistence of self and body, but it is self which is playing the central role. The body is used as an instrument. So this is one thing. Second, to explore deeper into the nature and existence as coexistence. Right? When we do this, we find that coexistence is central to existence. And everything that we see in nature and existence is the natural expression and unfolding of this coexistence. And third is to understand the role of human being in further detail in the light of the above two. So when we study these two things, and we can see that self is central to human existence, and we can see that coexistence is central to existence, then the role of human being we can understand is to understand the coexistence, to have the feeling and thought of coexistence, and to live in coexistence in mutual relationship with human being and the rest of nature. So this turns out to be the role of human being in nature, in existence. Once we understand that self is central to human existence and coexistence is central to existence. So this is what we will work out in detail. So this was to give you an idea about the course overview and some background with which we are going to start in the next class. So this is what we will continue in the next class. And of course, this we have mentioned that the setting up of the purpose and program depends upon our assumption or understanding about human being and existence. So at the base of identification of purpose and program depends upon our assumption or our understanding about human being and about existence. This we have brought in very well in UHB 1 itself, and we had some discussion. We had in fact detailed discussion about this, so which we will recall from the first course, and then we will go deeper into it. So that we will see tomorrow. That if you look at USB1, how does it look like, and how these assumptions or understanding about human being and about the existence has changed through this course on USB1. And now what we expect, the further changes to take place. So good. This is what I had to say from my